Hello and welcome to the 2020 Democratic primary between the top two frontrunners, Bernie Sanders and Kamala Harris. These are the top two declared runners currently, and if it was by candidates that have not run, it would be Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden. So we're going to start off looking at the 2016 Democratic primary. This is a layout of like a pie chart of how much percent went to what candidate. The yellow is Hillary Clinton and the green is Bernie Sanders. So we're going to start off in the Northeast with his home state of Vermont. It's about 80% to him and 20% to Clinton. I could expect this to actually go up farther, probably to about an 87% to 12.5%. The reason for this is Kamala Harris is from the West Coast, and Bernie Sanders was from the Northeast, and that's his home state. And Hillary Clinton was also from the Northeast, so this is even more in play like that. So I could see this going even more than it was before. We're going to now move into the state of New Hampshire, about a 60-40. So I could actually see this probably moving up slightly to 62.5 to 37.5. Moving into the state of Maine with about also a 60-40. I could also see this expanding slightly, probably a 66 to 33. Moving into the state of Massachusetts, it's about a 52 to 48. I could see this edging out to Bernie Sanders just because of him being from the Northeast and being very well known, and more well known than Kamala Harris, and she's all on the West Coast, having more West Coast appeal compared to Northeastern appeal. Moving into the state of Rhode Island, going about a 58 to 42 to Hillary Clinton. So I could see this maybe at a 47 and giving that to Kamala Harris. Moving into the state of Connecticut, about a 54 46. I could see Bernie Sanders having just slightly more appeal there and edging it into his column. Moving into the state of New York, about a 60-40. Hillary Clinton having 60, Bernie Sanders having 40. I could see Bernie Sanders slightly expanding from his 2016 result. In this, now moving into the state of New Jersey, about a 65-35. Yeah, 65-35 about. So Bernie Sanders, I could see probably getting up to 38. Maybe even, I could see actually I'm edging into a 40% there. Moving into the state of Delaware, about a 60-40 from 2016. I could see this maybe moving into a 41. About the same. I could see it saying about the same margin. Moving into the state of Maryland, basically about a 65-35. I could see this going up to 37, and that is 62. Moving into the state of Pennsylvania now, with about a 55-45. I could see this edging out to Kamala Harris ever so slightly by one delegate. I could just see it edging it out. No, I actually could see it slightly more. Yeah, about that. Moving into the state of West Virginia, about others or uncommitted. So about 55 to 35, leaving the rest. with other candidates. So I could see this probably at a 62 to 37. Now moving into the state of Ohio with about a 60-40 to Hillary Clinton. Probably 57 to 42. Just moving more into Bernie's side from 2016, just slight shifts more, just because he's becoming more of a I don't know how to explain it, but a lot of candidates on the Democratic side are starting to base their proposals on his ideas. Now moving into the state of Virginia, about a 65-35, so I could see this maybe a 37-62. Moving into the state of Michigan, it was about a 52-48. Maybe moving into by about a 1%, maybe a shift. Moving into the state of Wisconsin with about a 55-45. 2% shift. Moving into the state of Indiana, about a 52-48, and I could see actually Bernie Sanders doing a little bit better as well. Maybe a 55-44. Moving into the state of Illinois, about equal. But I could see Kamala Harris edging this one out just because she has that African American support. 80 to 75. Now moving into the state of Kentucky, which was about almost 50-50, maybe a 52-48. I could see about the same result. Into the state of North Carolina, about a 55-45. I could see Kamala Harris having a little bit more support in the African American base on Bernie Sanders. Also, moving it more into her column than Hillary Clinton's. Moving into the state of Tennessee, about a 75-25, and I could see this about 73. Just a slight shift, about from 2016. Moving into the state of South Carolina, about the same results. Why did that do that? There we go. About a 75-25. So I could see this maybe a little less just because of the large African American base, pushing more into her column. Moving into the state of Georgia, 75-25. I could see this moving up to an 82% about. Moving into the state of Alabama with about an 80-20. Probably could get 15% to 85%. Moving to the state of Mississippi, about a 15 to 85, so maybe a slight shift. Moving into the state of Florida with about a 65-35. I could actually see Bernie Sanders slightly improving from 2016. Probably getting this into about 42%. Just because of the results of Andrew Gillum, which did really well. Moving into the state of Minnesota, 60-40. I could see this slight shift more into Bernie Sanders' side. Now moving into the state of Iowa, one of the most important states. or the most important state of the election, which was about 50-50, maybe 51-49. I can actually see Bernie Sanders doing a lot better than Kamala Harris, just because of current polling showing of I think it was he's ahead by like 5 points from her, so I could see that about in the Iowa caucus. Moving into the state of Missouri, which it was about 50-50 in 2016, I could see this maybe moving into Bernie Sanders' column just slightly. Actually taking effective African American voters, I could see it maybe slightly less shift than what I had it. Moving into the state of Arkansas with about 25-75, but Hillary Clinton was very popular there, so I could actually see maybe a 32% instead of a 25% for Bernie Sanders. Into the state of Louisiana with about a 75-25 for Hillary Clinton. I could see this slightly shifting just because of the African American base coming out for Kamala Harris. Moving into the state of North Dakota, which it looked like it gone 80-20. Which I could see about that. 85-15. South Dakota about 50-50. I can't. I could see this edging out by 2 delegates there. I could see it possibly tie, but I could see it edging into Bernie Sanders' column. Moving into the state of Nebraska with about a 55-45. So probably a 60-40 slight shift. Moving into the state of Kansas, about a 65-40, 65-35. Maybe about a 70% to 30%. Going into the state of Oklahoma, about a 55-45. But I could see it about the same from 2016. Moving into the state of Texas with about a 60-40, and I see actually Kamala Harris maybe doing just slightly worse than Hillary Clinton there. Trying to get like a 58 there. Moving into the state of Montana with about a 55-45 for Bernie Sanders, and I could see about the same result. Into the state of Wyoming with about a 60-40. I could see about the same as well here. Into the state of Colorado, about a 60-40 as well. I can actually see this slightly narrower just because of this is now dipping into the Sun Belt and in the West. Yeah, I could see it about that. Now into the state of New Mexico, about a 50-50. I could see Bernie Sanders slightly losing it, about the same result. Into the state of Arizona now with about a 60-40, which I could see this expanding to about a 62-37 because this is now in the West, not the West Coast, but this is in the general West area of the United States. And Bernie Sanders not being too popular there. Into the state of Utah, about a 80-20, so I could see this about maybe 75-25, just a slight increase. Into the state of, do we do Idaho? No. About 80-20, I could see this maybe a 75 just slight shift from 2016. Now moving into the state of Nevada, which edged out for Hillary Clinton by, looks like, about 2%. I can see this more in 2020, maybe a 55-44, just because it's on the West Coast, and not the West Coast, but aligns more with the West Coast than Bernie Sanders' beliefs. Into the state of not West Virginia, Washington, which went about 75%. I could see this slight shift, 70%, 30% about. And then Oregon, which looks like about a 52-48, which I could see Kamala Harris picking this one up slightly. Into the state of Hawaii, which went about 75-25 for Bernie Sanders, which I could see at about, actually, a slight increase. In the state of Alaska, I could see it what was in 2016 about a 15-85, so I could see, yeah, about the same. Into the state, oh, we forgot the District of Columbia, which was about, does it say? It's not showing. I assume that it would be heavily to Kamala Harris, though. Into the state of California, which went about 60-40, and this is Kamala Harris's state, so I could see this probably going up maybe by about 5%. Now we've gone through all the states. We've not gone through the non-states. How would I say it? Provinces, yeah. And have not gone through the super delegates. We're gonna start off with the province of Puerto Rico, which was about a 60-40 going to Hillary Clinton. I could see a slight shift to Kamala Harris because she does prove better to minorities. In the province of Guam, I could see this going about maybe 16-83. In the U.S. Virgin Islands, I could see this also. I actually could see all of these about a 66-33. So now, without superdelegates, Kamala Harris leads with 2,088 delegates to Bernie Sanders' 1,680. Now moving into superdelegates. In 2016, it was about, I think it was a 30-70%, and I could see maybe 32-67, ending off with Kamala Harris becoming the nominee with 2,606 delegates to Bernie Sanders' 1,926. How does that... So yeah, slight shift more to Bernie Sanders in this case. And this would be actually very interesting because these are the top two declared nominees, and I'm not really sure Biden is going to say if he's... I don't think Biden is personally going to run. He might, but I personally don't think he's going to. And this could probably be one of the cases of the 2020 Democratic primary. We'll see after the primaries. I'll actually probably do videos and I might actually live stream and review the primaries. So thank you for watching. Please go and subscribe and like the video, and go down, hit the notification bell to get notified when new videos come out. Bye.